Hey, and welcome to the latest edition of the Take One Spoilercast. Now, this is something that I'm going to be trying to do. I have so much stuff on my plate, just so much stuff that I want to do, and I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do this every single week. But yeah, I'm going to try to, my whole goal is to make the spoiler cast its own entity, so it's not accompanied it's not always accompanied by a movie review or whatever. It's gonna, I'm gonna have some spoiler cast that's just by themselves, and this is just kind of like a start. I'm gonna try and constantly keep doing it, but yeah, this is my first attempt to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest. But yeah, this is my spoiler cast for the first episode of the first season of the show on Fox called The Gifted, which is part of the XMen universe. And like I said with any other with any and every other spoiler cast, this is a spoiler review, and this is no different. It's a spoiler cast as part of the spoilers. So I will be talking about this episode, and I will be talking about spoilers. Now, if you guys have not seen this, then don't listen to this, because I will be giving out spoilers, and that is your warning. And here we go. Now, from just the first episode, just even hearing about this, I kind of was thinking in my head, the continuity is going to be shot. The X-Men have not been, Fox has not been good with keeping up the continuity when it comes to the X-Men franchise. I mean, you don't believe me? Go back and watch all the X-Men movies and try to piece together the puzzle. I mean, you probably could, but there's a lot of stuff that's not going to make sense that you're probably just going to have to make up. But in any case, yeah, so the continuity is out the window. I don't even know what timeline this is a part of, but it takes place in the X-Men universe, so what the hell? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like how I started off, just seeing the powers and the CG effects that they have for this show was actually pretty decent. That's really how they should keep a lot of these shows. They don't need to put a whole bunch of CG into it, but just little quick scenes, you don't have to go all out with making a full CG type character or whatever. But I liked it. I love how they use their powers. I looked up some of the names. The girl with the eyes, that's Kitty Pryde. I'm not well versed in the X-Men, so you gotta forgive me. A lot of these characters I'm really looking up, but that's Kitty Pryde. She opened up dimensions or whatever to different places. Then you get the guy Eclipse, and I love how he used his power. He literally can make light shine from his hand, from his palm or whatever. And it's actually pretty useful. I love how, the thing is I love how certain people can have certain powers, but make them useful to a fact to where it's damn, I wouldn't mind having that power, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he's you would probably want something more useful, superhuman strength, or, invulnerability, telekinesis or something of that nature. But I mean, shit, if I had that, I'd just be blinding people for all that. But yeah, I love that, as well as the other guy. I forgot what they call him. I looked it up. I forgot the name. I even forgot old girl name. Oh shit, man, I'm gonna look this up. I'm gonna have this all figured out. It's gonna be mapped out each episode I watch. So I'm getting used to this, but I'm just giving you my thoughts, and all that good stuff. But yeah, the other guy who can basically touch something or be around something, and he can kind of see psychically where someone is or what happened, just stuff like that. I like how they use their powers, especially old girl who basically, I guess you could say telekinesis is her power, I guess. Yeah, telekinesis. Anyway, and just how everything worked out. Well, not even gonna say worked out, but how everything just went about when they was trying to help old girl Kitty Pryde, when they was trying to help her out, and how they got free from the police, and at least 3 out of 4 of them ain't bad. Uh, but in any case, yeah, I mean, just the way they set up the beginning was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed that. And then moving on to like the scene where the brother and sister, they go to the dance, and like this is the time where like the little brother, like I said, I'm gonna learn these names as the show progresses. But yeah, the whole kind of dancing, it had like a reddish color. It reminded me a lot of Carrie, of just something like that. And it's like he has the boy really kind of like has, I guess you could say, he has telekinesis or whatever. I want to say, because I don't know like what type of power he has, whatever. I mean, that's the one thing that I can kind of like gather. And yeah, it just really reminded me of Carrie for the simple fact that he was like going out of control, and like all this stuff was happening and blah blah blah. I mean, of course, like he wasn't like straight just murdering people, but in any case, that's what it put me in the mind frame of. And it ain't nothing bad. But I mean, that was actually a pretty good little scene or whatever, and just how like when they were like torturing him in the bathroom, which reminiscent of Carrie, when they was torturing him. I ain't gonna say torturing him, but just like, just bullying him up in the bathroom, and how he just was like, just losing control, and just everything, the two things, the metal things, I guess the shower pipes or whatever, how they bent over. Like, I love that scene. And like I said, the CG in this was not really that bad. It actually wasn't bad at all. Like, I enjoyed the CG in this. And one of the things is like after this, they had went home and they told their mom or whatever, and then the whole Sentinel group or whatever came in and get them or whatever, and they got free. When it came to the mother calling the father and telling him everything that went down, it got me thinking, where did she find a payphone from? She was seriously using the payphone, and I'm just sitting there like, where did she get that from? I get the whole fact, the first thing that crossed my mind, how come she ain't using her cell phone? And there's two things crossed my mind. They were in a rush, so she's not about to sit there and like grab her cell phone and whatever. And then secondly, you gotta think that you know what type of company your husband works for. And this is kind of like an equal type company. So if you use your cell phone, they're going to be able to track it. More than likely, they'll be able to track it even if you just have it on you or whatever. So those are just two possibilities of it. But still in the same sense, it's like you use a payphone. Like, do they even, are there any even are there still any payphones around? Are they still active? Like, I would think all the connections to the payphone would be off, but I don't know. It just, that, I ain't gonna say it just turned me off, but it just stood out to me. Like, really? She uses the payphone, whatever. But in any case, and one of the things I love, like, the Sentinel group, or I think that's what they call it, the Sentinel group. But the company that was hunting down the humans and was hunting down the mutants, the kids or whatever. It's like I love the little machines that they had when they basically was kind of like spiders and stuff like that, and then how they basically would get like just fucked up, but then they could like take off one of their legs and then go back to normal. Like, I love just that it makes the enemy kind of like, I guess you could say, more smarter and being able to handle mutants, no matter how, I guess you could say, powerful it is or whatever. I enjoyed that. And one of the things that kind of like stood out to me was, where are the XMen? Because in this generation, in this in this show, they mentioned that the XMen aren't around or the Brotherhood isn't around. So it's like, where are the XMen? Like, what happened within this timeline? Like, what's going on with, like, this what I mean, it's confusing. It's confusing. I can say in the least, it's confusing as fuck. Cause it's like you don't know what type of timeline it is. So it's just that's the question. And when hopefully it get answered throughout the season, but it's like, where are the X-Men? Where is the Brotherhood? Like, what happened? Is this going down a timeline of Logan? I mean, I don't know, because Logan takes place like in I say near future, or takes place in the future. Not the distant future, but it takes place in the future. So it's like, is this story taking place within that future, or is it a little bit further behind, taking place today? So it's just a lot of unanswered questions. And then one thing that I did notice was one of the guys phone ring, and it was the X-Men cartoon thing, which I kind of chuckled at that, because I'm like, yo, that was my shit. That was my shit when growing up, yeah. So, but in any case, let me move on. But yeah, I mean, this show, I'm gonna just get all the way down to the ending. Like, these spoiler casts, I know I've been like going for like 20 something minutes, but these spoiler casts, I'm just really, they can last from like 10 minutes and stuff. So I mean, it's whatever. So if this seemed pretty short, it's going to be. But in any case, yeah, like I said, like the whole garage scene with the signal kind of like spider things or whatever, that scene was actually pretty cool. And just the setup of like the underground mutants trying to help the Strucker, which I'm gonna get to that. Trying to help Strucker's family get into, basically just get away from like the Sentinel group or whatever. Sentinel group. There we go. The Sentinel group. Have I been saying that wrong the whole time? Gosh, man, you can tell like I'm kind of tired right now. But in any case, yeah. So it's like they are basically trying to keep them away from the Sentinel group or whatever, and it's just the way it ended. I like the way it ended. It ended off on a cliffhanger with the father getting shot, and basically he is kind of like just kind of, I ain't gonna say held behind, which that kind of stood out to me. It's like, okay, you got shot in the shoulder, you still could have jumped through that portal. I'd have got shot, like, oh shit, because you gotta think that he deals with stuff like this. He catches mutants. So more than likely, he's been, he can handle some shit like this. But for him to get hit and then just, like, oh, there's nothing I could do. It's like, really? There's nothing you can do? Like, you can fucking, I don't know. But in any case, like, I don't know. That just stood out to me. But he stayed behind, closed the portal from Kitty Pryde for them to get through. And so now we're left on the next episode of, the family is separated from their father, husband, and whatever, and all that stuff. So the show will carry on. I really enjoyed it. One thing that kind of like was confusing to me is that X-Men and Marvel and Fox has this thing to where they can't use certain characters or whatever because of a I ain't gonna say distribution, just kind of like just owning the movie rights and stuff like that. And it's like, I didn't get the whole fact of Strucker. Now, if I'm not mistaken, at first I thought they said Stryker, because it would have made sense, because Stryker was in the X-Men movies. I mean, it really wouldn't have made sense. Wouldn't have made sense, but in the sense of their continuity not adding up, it would have made sense, if that makes sense in itself. But they said Strucker. I wonder if this is the same Strucker that is in the Avengers movies. So I don't know. I'm confused, because I didn't know if they could use that character, or maybe they got a deal to where it's like they can use that character, and then Marvel can use a character from, I don't know. that just kind of like stood. That's another thing that stood out to me. Like I was confused about that. I'm more than likely gonna look that up because that was confusing. But in any case, yeah, overall, I enjoyed this show. The only thing that I didn't like about it was that it seemed like it was paced really fast. Like it went from one scene to next scene, next scene, next scene, and it went fast. You know, I still enjoyed it overall. I still enjoyed it, but it just seemed like it kind of went a little bit too fast at certain parts. Like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got a chance to know certain characters, so by the end of the episode, you're a little bit invested in certain characters. So, I mean, they did their job in that. Like I said, it's not a big just drop off, but in the same sense, it was like, you know, I don't know, like it just kind of moved fast at certain points. Hopefully, the rest of the episodes aren't like that. Hopefully, they kind of like slow down, but not too slow to where it's just kind of like, you know, like Heroes, like had dead episodes where it just talk and just nothing really happens. But it's still in the same sense, you know, keep at a decent pace. And so, yeah, that's all I really had to say about this episode. Like I said, spoiler cast can run from like, I say 12 to whenever time or whatever the heck. But, you know, I'm going to end it right there and just call it a night. Hit the like up button. You like this. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. That way you get notified of any video that drop on my channel. And check out everything else I got. Podcasts, movie reviews, and all that good stuff. And check out the other spoiler casts I got going up. And I will have a lot more. And this went up late. I've been busy all week. Well, all last week I've been busy. So, like I said, I'm going to keep trying to do this. Every single episode of this. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any other shows. I'm thinking maybe The Walking Dead when that come back on. Maybe not. I don't know. That seems a lot more to put on my plate, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else other besides that as well, but I mean, we'll see. I'm still going to be doing show reviews on those anyway, so yeah. In any case, that ends this spoiler cast, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.